Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda, where we bring you the best of the best in entertainment, real estate, restaurant reviews, podcasts, videos on agriculture, videos on returning to Africa. We bring you everything that's happening all around the world. Now in today's episode, we are going to be doing the Kenganda news. This is going to benefit anyone who wants to trade within Africa. You want to build your wealth. This video is perfect for you. Stay tuned. My name is Janita. Let's get to it. Now, we've been listening and hearing rumors and news that Africa is going to start trading within itself. It's going to be called the African Continental Free Trade Area. Now, if you know about free trade, it's going to be like no tariffs, the taxes are not going to be that high. Basically, Africans are going to be working together to build themselves. Now, I wanted to read to you guys an article so that I get my facts right and you get your facts right, like how we did at Kenganda. So this is an article from Council on Foreign Relations, and it's basically saying, on May 30th, that was last year, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement officially went into force. The agreement, signed by all three of Africa's 55 nations, establishes the largest free trade area in the world since the creation of the World Trade Organization in 1995. The African Union launched the AfCFTA negotiations back in 2015 with the hopes of boosting the intra-African trade, which falls behind trade within other regional blocs. Only 15% of African exports go to other African countries compared to intra-trade levels of 58% in Asia, 67% in Europe. High tariffs and colonial-era infrastructure make it easier for African countries to export to Europe or United States than to each other. Now, let's fast pause so that I can say something to you guys. Now, you do know that most times in African countries, we do so much of exporting, getting things from China, getting things from the US, because we don't have that many manufacturing companies in Africa. So we do have to look to outside countries, to abroad countries, to bring in the things that we need within Africa. But that's all going to change during the African Free Trade area. Now, furthermore, overlapping membership in Africa's 8 regional economic communities hinders trade standardization and enforcement. AfCFTA, which establishes a single continental market, a single continental market for goods and services, seeks to increase intra-African trade by cutting tariffs by 90%, harmonizing trading rules at regional and continental levels. If successful, AfCFTA is expected to boost intra-African trade by 52.3% by 2022. The agreement comes at a crucial moment for Africa. For centuries, Europe, the United States, and more recently, China have stripped the continent of its raw materials. Now, we do know that most of these countries come to Africa to get the raw materials for the gold, the copper. Africa is blessed to have that natural raw materials that most of these countries or manufacturing companies abroad need to be able to do what they do, to create the phones, the cars, the jewelry, and so much more. Today, more than 75% of Africa's external exports are extravatives, mainly oil and minerals. Increasingly, African nations hoping to secure sustainable economic growth are shifting away from the volatility associated with extractive exports towards industrialized goods. Well, overall, intra-African trade is minuscule. 42% of it consists of industrial goods, and the number is expected to grow under the AfCFTA. A focus on industrial goods promotes African industrialization and the advancement of its manufacturing sector, providing more employment opportunities for the continent's booming youth population. Amid growing US-China trade tensions and China's efforts to decrease its dependency on export markets, some are betting that Africa is the prime successor to become the manufacturing hub of the developing world. I'm going to just repeat that in case you didn't hear me the first time. They're betting that Africa is the prime successor to become the manufacturing hub of the development world. Now, the article goes on and on, but I'm just going to break it down for you guys. In my humble opinion, that is, now we do know that once Africa becomes the manufacturing hub of the developing world, listen, Africa will grow at such a good speed, and there'll be so many opportunities for Africans to make it. You know, so many jobs for the people out there without jobs, and a lot will be changing. I mean, and that is for the better. We will stop relying on outside countries to manufacture where we can actually manufacture within the continent, and we'll be depending on each other, which I think is a good thing. You know, independence comes at a cost, but it usually has long-term benefits, and I cannot wait to see what Africa has in store. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, moving on to our next story, on a much lighter note, adultery, cheating, extramarital affairs. If the shoe fits, please wear it. Now, Uganda's ex-Anglican Archbishop was suspended for adultery. This is a whole married man, and he did confess or confirm that he did have an extramarital affair with another married woman. Now, his name is Stanley Ntagali. Now, he has been stopped from conducting any priestly duties or doing anything connected to the church. And this is the current, the current archbishop, the one that his successor is the one who told him to stop doing any of that. So basically, he came up front and said, hey, you know what? It's true. I was cheating. I had an extramarital affair with a married woman. You know, I was seeing her outside of seeing my wife. Now, this has come as a shock to so many people because let me tell you something. The church, you know how they operate. They do not like such things. I mean, this is someone who was heading them, the archbishop, not even the bishop, the archbishop, a man at his, you know, with his status, going ahead and cheating. And he did go ahead and also confirm it. So many Ugandans were shocked. You know, they went ahead on Twitter. So many were laughing at him. And so many also sympathized with him, saying, you know what, at the end of the day, he's a human being with feelings. But, like, why would you go ahead and cheat knowing you're fully married and knowing you're such a public figure? There's also a clip of him sometime back telling people to learn how to control their sexual desires. And Ugandans are asking him, where was that control when he was, you know, in his own marriage? Why didn't he control himself from going to another married woman? Now, the current Archbishop, Stephen Samuel, announced and told his congregation that they should pray for the affected parties. So now in my head, I'm imagining, so the congregation is going to pray like, hey, God, Father Lord, the Archbishop was wrong. He did wrong. May you forgive him. But what's also surprising is that people are more harsher on the man than the lady. I expected people to be harsh on the woman, but, you know, turn of tables. Now people are more harsh on the Archbishop, saying he shouldn't have done that, and he's a hypocrite. And you know what? Like, in the commandments, in the 10 commandments, you know, adultery is not accepted. So now that's just a full-blown scandal in the Anglican Church. But you know what? At the end of the day, we hope and pray that he is fine, you know, and like he repents for his sins. We also hope that the lady is fine and there are no kids involved anyway. So yeah, tell us what you think in the comments section. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We've come to the end of this video. Please do give this video a thumbs up. And if you're a new subscriber, please pause this video and also go and subscribe because that means a lot to us. And please also follow us on all our social media platforms. That is Kenganda Nation on Instagram and Kenganda Nation on Facebook. I am your host, Janita. Till next time.